services disrupted. We're even seeing local economic and infrastructure impacts. Joining us now to break down the impact is Allan Schweyer, workforce expert and principal researcher at Human Capital, the Conference Board. Al, welcome. Good to have you with us here this morning. So the government has shut down many times before, so many Americans kind of roll their eyes at this. But can you explain just how much this does impact the U.S. economy?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Our economists at the Conference Board estimate that past shutdowns have shaved as much as 1/3 of a percentage point off of GDP. And that might not sound like a lot, but it translates to almost $100 billion. Of course, it depends on how long a shutdown lasts. But you have to remember that private businesses are impacted too. And the administration is pausing or maybe even canceling at least $24 billion worth of construction and clean energy projects, including in New York City and elsewhere. So the last shutdown, it lasted almost 5 weeks. So if we see something like that again, the U.S. economy will take a real hit.
So what government services are not affected by the shutdown? And does that include payment for government employees in those areas?
Well, no, government employees will not receive a paycheck during the furlough. They are eligible to receive back pay after the government reopens, but that obviously doesn't help with rent and other bills due in the meantime. And don't forget, too, that there are essential workers, the military, TSA agents, air traffic controllers. A lot of them live paycheck to paycheck. So their pain is real, and it gets worse as the shutdown continues.
And let me ask you this, just excuse my ignorance on this. Do they get retroactive pay when the shutdown is over for those that are still working without pay?
They do, Chris. The law now is that they will receive retroactive pay once the shutdown is over. Is
there some concern? The president has talked about, and some in the administration have talked about, not just furloughing federal employees, but using this almost as an opportunity to fire a number of employees, as Russell Vought and whatnot of OMB have tried to bring down the size of the federal government, and this could be an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, it really looks like the president and the director of the OMB plan to follow through on that threat, whatever you want to call it. And in fact, we might see the first mass firings even today or tomorrow. If that happens, who knows what that would do to the duration of the shutdown. Democrats could harden their stance, but these reductions in force could also hit Republican districts. So there could be pressure from both sides to shorten or end the shutdown due to this.
And as it relates to those who are furloughed, I know some of them obviously will still have to show up for work even though they're not being paid. But we talked to a number of people that we've had on the air this morning that, as you mentioned, are living paycheck to paycheck and are the breadwinners of certain households. Can those people at this time during a shutdown go out and try to seek other employment at the time until their jobs come back?
Yeah, those who are furloughed have time on their hands, but it's really difficult, and especially in this economy. But it's more difficult because when you speak to an employer who might, give you some work, they want to know how long they can count on you, and you don't know because no one knows when this shutdown might end. So workers who are furloughed and workers who are actually going to work might want to look, especially if they're living paycheck to paycheck, might want to look at zero interest loans, low interest loans, or talking to their gas company, their electric company, and trying to get deferments on some of those payments.
Got it. Allan, thank you very much for taking a few moments for us. We appreciate it. That's Allan Schweyer, workforce expert and principal researcher on human capital at the Conference Board. Thank you, sir.